You know, at the heart of this seems to be a core dispute about whether presidential power needs immunity in order to be effective, powerful, and unconstrained, or whether presidential power within the Constitution, adhering to the doctrine of separation of powers, adhering to the doctrine that no person is above the law, needs constraints. The majority in the court made several comments that suggested, actually explicitly stated, that they wanted no constraints so that they could have, as they put it, a vigorous presidency. Justice Roberts disregarded what the fact, or diminished the importance of the facts. He said in a memo, in a case like this one, focusing on transient results may have profound consequences for the separation of powers for the future of the republic. Our perspective must be more farsighted. Justice Kavanaugh said, I'm very concerned about the future. Justice Gorsuch said, we're writing for a rule for the ages. And General McKasey, you said you expressed a concern about the powers of the presidency being whittled away. My concern is that the rule of law is being whittled away. My concern is that constitutional freedoms are in the process of being whittled away. What's been whittled away are the checks and balances that are the core of our constitutional system. And Mr. Chairman, what's being whittled away is the Article I responsibility of Congress to enforce the rule of law. General McKasey, I want to ask you to just comment on some of the hypotheticals. I mean, with all due respect to you, and I have enormous amount of respect for your service, talking about ordering the military to steal a tie that you want to wear at the inauguration, I think really diminishes the importance of this. What about a president ordering that political opponents have the IRS pursue them? Is that acceptable or not?
It is not.
So should the president have immunity for that?
The president is, first of all, politically answerable for that kind of behavior.
We're not talking about that.
I know that.
Well, then don't say it.
Okay. I withdraw the comment.
Thank you.
The ordering the IRS without basis to focus its activities on political opponents.
Well, why in the world would the President of the United States, who's got a lot of things to deal with, decide that person A or person B should have the IRS go after them? How in the world, in what world would that be legitimate?
It is not legitimate, as I said.
So should he or she get immunity for that?
No.
All right, what about the professor's recitation of Nixon's focus on going after Jews in government?
Again, no.
So no immunity for that.
Correct.
But under this decision, Professor?
No.
All right,
I gather that question's not directed at me.
No, I
the answer to that
did
is no
direct
as
it
well.
to you, but I want to ask Professor McCord.
Senator, I think this is what's left open by the decision. Because the Supreme Court capaciously defined these core constitutional powers as absolutely immune, it opens the door to the very types of activities that my colleague, Judge Mukasey, agrees should not have immunity. Now, there could be other readings, but the Supreme Court doesn't tell us those, and we're left wondering exactly how far this opinion goes.
Well, thank you. You know, Mr. Chairman, this is not about the court. This is about us. It's about how much confidence we have in our capacity as a democracy to govern ourselves, as opposed to transfer that responsibility without limitation to a person in an office who has not traditionally been above the law but subject to the law, and whose responsibility is to serve us and not use authority to abuse us. I yield back.